As our programs create new distance learning classes, the reality is that many of us now engage with multiple email accounts. We might have a school account and a personal account, and then an account for our kids' schools and so forth. So as you've probably seen, switching between accounts can be kind of a headache. So the feature we're looking at now is called browser profiles. You can see on screen, I have 3 versions of Chrome running, and each is logged in with a different account. So on the left, I have my Google Classroom for my personal account, then my school account, and then another work account. So browser profiles allows us to quickly switch between multiple different profiles. To get started, all you'll need to do is select the profile picture in the top right and click Add, and then follow the prompts on screen to create a new version of Chrome. Once I've done that, I'm logged in and I can follow the directions on screen. As you'll notice, each instance of Chrome has its own bookmarks and it'll track its own browser history. So if you're looking to get started, the feature you are looking for is called Browser Profiles, and it is available in Chrome and Firefox and probably the other major browsers as well. And one last feature I'll draw your attention to is Chrome Themes, which if you just Google Chrome Themes, it'll bring you to a page with an array of colors on screen. And if I select Add to Chrome, it changes the view. So you can see I have this rose gold and blue and dark blue. I like using these features to kind of give me a visual cue of which account I'm in. And once again, I can switch between these accounts using a keyboard shortcut or the profile picture account in the top right corner. So browser profiles allow us to quickly and more easily manage multiple email accounts. As more students and staff come online, we're all looking for ways to provide support to our new community of distance learners. In this episode's Story from the Field, I want to highlight 2 great strategies being employed by Kentucky Skills U, the state agency that oversees adult education in the Bluegrass State. The first is a weekly webinar series called MicroLearning Mondays. Every week, staff come together to review a topic. So, for example, the theme from April 6th was staying connected. This is when the state provided a tour of apps that can be used to stay connected. So, for example, Remind and Google Voice. Then on Wednesday, the staff can then come back together to play around and explore the app as a community as they ask questions and review the features together. What I like about this is that the Monday webinar is an opportunity to learn about an app, and then the Wednesday webinar is an opportunity to explore it alongside peers. And after a few weeks, it sounds like the state's reporting that over 200 teachers have been joining these weekly calls. The second strategy we're going to look at is how the Skills U team is organizing these resources for ongoing access. Since the internet is filled with so many blogs and tips and resources, it can be kind of overwhelming for students and staff that may be new to distance learning. So what I like about the Skills U team approach is that this task is curating a resource hub. So each weekly theme can be found in one Google Doc where you can access a recording of the webinar and the slides themselves. And then each weekly update is also stored in one simple Google Drive folder, which can then be bookmarked for quick and easy access in the future. If we continue on in this weekly update hub, you'll notice that there are resources that are organized to extend the learning. So in this weekly update and webinar, the team looked at Google Voice. So then the Skills U team has organized a hub of resources to extend the learning. So in short, staff can join the webinar on Monday or watch a recording after the fact, and then use these hubs to extend the learning with a suite of resources that can be accessed on demand and centralized in a one-stop shop. Recording our screen is a great way to provide instructional support for students and staff. In this section, we're looking at a free app that enables screen recording called Screencastify. You can install the Screencastify app directly at screencastify.com or through the Chrome Web Store. As you can see, there's some useful features, including the ability to highlight our clicks and emphasize where our mouse is on screen. We won't spend too much time right now showing us how to use the app itself because there are already so many great resources on YouTube and on Google. So remember, as you get started learning any new app, you can always turn to the web as a way to learn how to use a feature or for just general tips and tricks on getting started with a new tool. One feature I do want to emphasize is the ability to record a GIF, which I think is a great way to visualize a digital literacy tip for students and staff, like how to open a link in Google Docs, which sometimes requires that you click it twice or right-click on it to select Open Link. I can create a recording and then insert it into a Google Doc or an email as a tip for students on how to complete a various digital task. Once I've recorded and exported the GIF, I can simply drag and drop or import it into an email or into a Google Doc, and much like any other GIF on the web, it'll just auto loop. So once again, I think this is a great way to provide digital literacy support because it provides a visual tip on how to complete the task. One last tip for the week is about professional learning. The reality of the 21st century workplace is that we should all probably be prepared to build new skills. And this is even more true now as many of us are new to distance learning. One great thing about the internet is that it's much easier to learn from a wider community. So our first professional learning tip is looking at the Links Community Forums, which is a discussion board where adult educators connect to ask questions, share tips, and grow as a community. So you can head to community.links.ed.gov to create a free account and get started. As you saw on the last screen, there are topics organized by theme. So for now, I'll check out the Integrating Technology thread where you can see various topics on how are we comparing Zoom and Google Classroom, or how are we preparing for and offering adult basic skills online during the pandemic. If you click into that thread, you will see a community of teachers connecting and sharing tips and resources. In my opinion right now, the best thing we can do is share our experience. Since distance learning is so new, I don't think we've really found best practices yet. So let's all get online and share tips and ask questions and be ready to reflect as we, maybe most importantly, learn from each other as we all explore distance education. So thanks for watching this week's episode and see you online soon.